There is tremendous joy to starting your own business. There is tremendous joy in having that idea in your head and actually launching it. There's also the opposite side of that pain, that emotional turmoil, when that decision is made by you to either drop a product, drop a service, or even your business has to close down. Over the last 30 years, I've met many business owners and supported them when that emotional decision is reached, and I've seen the impact it makes when those decisions are actually made. In this week's I Hate Numbers video, I'm going to outline the emotional impacts of having to make that decision and how we should cope with that decision as well. And as a spoiler alert, it's not unnatural. There are many instances of big businesses, small businesses that have had to face the inevitable of actually closure. Hi folks, my name is Mahmood. I'm a business finance fixer, tax advisor, author of the book I Hate Numbers, and founder of the firm of the same name. Over the last 30 years, I've helped thousands of business owners make more money, who doesn't like that, improve their financial awareness and literacy, reduce their anxiety and stress, improve their money mindset, and have the business lives they aspire to. And I want that for you. Let's crack on with the video. Now, there is a tremendous feeling of elation and joy in starting your business. I remember that myself when I started my business from my back bedroom nearly 3 decades ago. It's a mixture of excitement, adrenaline, and understandable nerves. As time goes on though, it may be that due to market saturation, a change in your clients' preferences, more competitors, personal circumstances means that you'll have to drop a product or service, or you have no choice financially but to close that business down. There could be other reasons for wanting to make that decision, but that is going to happen. Now, when that decision actually is made, there is obviously the financial impact that is going to stop you losing money, but it has a really powerful emotional impact on the business owners. We've got that situation very typically like Kubler Ross's 5 stages of grief, where you've got the instance of denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. More of that in a later video, but there is definitely an emotional roller coaster of emotions running through. Now, in that situation here, we've got to understand why that actually occurs, and because you've got an emotional struggle. Some business owners will feel a sense of failure. Some will feel they've let down other people. Some will feel that they've not necessarily fulfilled their mission and they're not going to be able to carry on delivering their way and supporting their clients. There's a sense of loss very akin to a bereavement. It's not the same as a bereavement, but it feels there is a sense of failure, a sense of disappointment, and you've actually let the side down and yourself. Some business owners will keep that emotional turmoil to themselves, which is not very good for your well-being. Some will actually delay closing their businesses, dropping a product, even though the economics, even though the reality says that's what you should do, because they feel that sense running through their veins here. And I see many business owners, unfortunately, pump their own money in when actually the future is looking very bleak for them, and pumping money into a business doesn't actually help them going forward. And in fact, it adds to that turmoil and it adds to that financial pressure as well. We've got a number of issues that are going on here. Letting go of that dream creates those internal struggles. Letting go of that dream means that you think what you set out to do, is massive failure, and what do other people think of you there as well. And I see many business owners keep that sense of having to let go, knowing it's the right thing to do, but still hanging on to bitter life, and it's not being very good and productive. Now, it's vital here that if you feel that it is time to let go, if you feel it is time to close your business down, drop a product, typically for those reasons, by the way, they could be financial, they could be very resource hungry. More of that in future videos here, where we're going to look at the how do we tell is the time to stop, how do we tell it's the time to let go. All I want to address in this particular video is just the emotional impact it makes and what we can do to circumvent that and lessen the pain that is. We're not going to get rid of that emotional pain, by the way. It's inevitable. As a business owner, you're emotionally attached to an idea that you had, you're emotionally attached to that business offer that you've got, and therefore all those many negative emotions are running through our veins. We may even keep that from our friends, we We may even keep that from our family. Now, when you get to that, though, the first step would be is to actually vocalizing that. Make sure in your network that you've got somebody that you feel comfortable speaking to. It could be your accountant. It could be a close mentor. It could be somebody in your business circle. But certainly, having recognized that is the time, then that sense of relief that can come over you when you've made that decision can be very powerful and very cathartic. I've had situations in my own business where I've decided not to work with either certain client groups, not to provide certain products or services because there's financial reasons for them. It may not be that they can be fully supported. And I feel a sense of loss myself of having to say, no, we don't do that. Divorcing the actual practicalities of running a business from what goes on between your ears is next to impossible. And to do so probably makes you more robotic and a bit of a cyborg. And we don't certainly want that in business. So support networks are vital. Making sure you get that right way to actually close things down. Making sure that you've got the communications in hand, how you inform suppliers, customers, how you inform your own team, your own staff. Don't do it as a reactive process, do it very much as a proactive process. Now, for those business owners, once that decision is made that they've got to close things down, drop products and drop services, apart from communication being key, apart from having the support network around you, once you've made that decision and execute it, you are naturally going to feel that sense of disappointment and failure, that dream that's dissipated, that dream is no longer going to be there for you to aspire to. It happens. It's happened to thousands of business owners all over the world in many shapes and many sizes, in many forms. Once you've licked your wounds, and licking your wounds you probably will be doing, and it's to be recommended, you'll suddenly find a great big weight has been lifted off your shoulders. You'll find it very cathartic, and there are options going forward. There is strength in change certainly here, and what I would certainly counsel as any business owner is those radar is saying that financially the business is going to find it difficult to carry on. You don't have the time, you don't have the energy, it's taking its toll on your well-being, your health, and the impact on your family and friends, and that time is to say goodbye. Recognizing it is the first step. There is life after business closure. There is life after dropping products and services. Things carry on. Life has an ability to continue on then, and it will add to your mental resilience and strength. So folks, I hope you found this video useful. It's as much to say that emotional impact of closure happens at some point to all of us. It could be for conscious reasons. It could be for reasons that are outside of your control. It could be that things that you hoped would happen hasn't actually materialized. Knowing when that time to quit is always going to be difficult, but when it does happen, don't be too hard on yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Make sure you've got excellent support around you and advice to countenance you. Make sure you've got those systems in place that gives you those warning signals, but more of that in a later video. If you found this video useful, I'd love it if you could share it with those who will benefit from that. And if you're finding yourself in that vortex of financial pain and distress, you're not quite sure what to do with your business, then by all means, seek the support of those in your network. Contact me if you need further support and help. And until next time, folks, keep that in between your ears, keep it healthy, and keep it wise.